You know, dog ownership comes with a lot of perks. You know, that companionship, that everyday love, having yourself a pet. It also comes with a responsibility. And when a bite or an injury happens, well, Michigan law has some very specific rules. Today, we're breaking down what every dog owner and every victim should know. Attorney Tom Sinas from Sinas Law Firm joining us via Zoom to give us more information. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Todd. How you doing?
I'm well. I've got 2 dogs, so this is important information for me to know as well. Michigan's leash laws, what do those require from dog owners?
Well, this is interesting because Michigan has a leash law, and I looked it up here. It goes back, I think, to 1919.
Wow.
So pushing over 100 years here about a leash law that says, for purposes of leashing, that it is unlawful for any owner to allow any dog, except working dogs, to stray unless they're properly held in a leash. So that's a statewide law. I mean, of course, it applies across the state. We also have municipal ordinances within either at the county level or at the city level. So in Kent County, for example, we have an ordinance that says a dog owner shall, at any time the dog is off that person's property, restrain the dog with a lead or leash no greater than 6 feet in length.
Okay.
So what's that all mean? If your dog is off of your property, unless, of course, it's like a hunting dog, for example, you have to have the dog restrained by a leash.
There it is, in black and white. It's been around for over 100 years. If it's off your property, it needs to be on a leash. But even on a leash or without a leash, dogs sometimes bite. And if a dog bites someone, who can be held responsible and what damages could be available?
Great question. Here, it depends entirely upon a state law, first and foremost. And in Michigan, we have a law that is known as a strict liability law when it comes to dog bites. What does that mean? It means that if you are the owner of a dog, like you, like me, and that dog bites someone else, you, the owner, are liable to the victim, regardless of whether you knew or had reason to know that the dog was going to bite someone. So other states, for example, have different laws and may say that you have to show that the dog owner had some reason to know that the dog was going to bite someone. But many other states are like Michigan, which is a strict liability law. So if your dog bites someone, you, the dog owner, are responsible. What are you responsible for? Well, you're responsible for the harm inflicted upon the victim. And that can be some of the more basic things like medical expenses or time off of work if they've missed work. But it can also be claims for the change in the victim's quality of life. All of those claims we call damages. And all those damages are the responsibility of the owner of the dog.
So even if you did or didn't know, regardless of why, if a dog bites and you're the owner, you're liable. So
yeah, now there are some narrow defenses, like if the victim provokes the dog, for example.
Okay.
But most of the time, a dog owner should assume that if their dog bit someone, it is them as the owner who's responsible.
And there's got to be some insurance involved here, right? Is there any type of insurance, like advice you could give for people who own dogs?
Yes, my advice is make sure you've let your homeowner's insurance company know that you have a dog, and make sure you know whether or not your homeowner's insurance policy will cover a claim if your dog bites someone. Most of them do. So I handle these cases routinely, and most of the time the victim's claim is covered first by the homeowner's insurance policy of the dog owner. If the dog owner does not own a home, a renter's insurance policy can also apply. So my advice generally to dog owners is, because we have this strict liability law, is make sure you know what type of insurance will cover you as the dog owner in the event that the dog bites someone.
Perfect.
And your first and most obvious place is your homeowner's insurance policy.
Or your renter's insurance if you don't own a home. Right there, those are the first place you should look to find out whether you're covered if, God forbid, your dog actually bites someone. Tom, if someone has questions after a dog bite, maybe they're the one who got bit, or they're the dog's owner, how can they reach you?
So they can find us online at sinusdramus.com. They can give us a call, 616-301-3333, or they can send us an email at info@sinusdramus.com. We offer free consultations if someone has been bit by a dog or they've been injured because a dog is off the leash. We're happy to talk to them about that.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the information this morning, Tom.
Thank you, Todd.